history.
6. Let's go.
It's Big Frank in the morning. Jay Cherie keeping it going. We got them hot topics, local news, and BGC flowing. We got Big Kev on the air. Dark Knight flying in here. It's Fire 716 and we rocking it here. Hey. That's with little boys and girls.
What up? What up? What up?
I like that extreme where push him over the edge. Like, you know, like he really might be living that holiness or hell.
Okay. Like, you already sound.
Go on. You know,
Sound pretty good. I don't know. This is kind of heavy conversation for first thing in the morning. But you know.
Oh yeah, Kev, I got something for you.
What's that?
It's really just a bunch of like lights and cameras.
Ooh, wee. I'll take it.
Good morning, people. Good morning. Good morning.
I know if you had it.
I had some, lost it
Gotcha.
in the midst of the shuffle.
In the midst of the shuffle.
Yeah.
In this of the shuffle. I even got like a table stand.
What?
And
Word. Appreciate it.
I did a lot.
It's definitely gonna get put to use.
I hope so. That would make me extremely happy.
No,
So,
for
real talk, like,
But the mom used to it.
I want to say this
Okay.
in the most appreciative way without coming off ungrateful. I feel like Frank's DJing style on Saturday would have been amped, like a little bit more hype for what we're trying to
Oh, you think he should? Okay, yeah.
portray, even with like live movement, because they were like really, really hype, and it was just like that's when they started dancing was with the
Right.
really hype songs.
Right.
I feel like it just really should have been like a high energy, like even with old school, like high energy,
Yeah.
old school. But I was grateful.
Nah, for sure.
I was just like, I kind of like just expected like high energy like the whole time, like boom, 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 and it was just like boom, chill, 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 boom, 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 chill, chill. I like
for real.
boom, boom, chill, boom, not a full boom, boom, chill.
I was just there the whole time, so like for that first 2 hours, I was just standing
Like,
outside.
yo, no, it was.
I mean, he was lit. He was.
He was.
He had us moving it.
He had us moving a little bit. It was just like because like the energy from the dancers and stuff like that. I just thought it was gonna be like just full,
Yeah.
like the whole time. And I was like, yo, we chilling.
But yeah, they be dancing. It's.
That's what they
I feel like that was Laz playlist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because
they had a lot of she got a lot of dances to a lot of different tempos.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I mean, I think so. Don't quote me, but I think it was her dance playlist.
Okay.
Because I'm like, from back in the day, I remember a lot of them that she had.
Gotcha. No, it was like mad cool though.
Yeah. It was
Morning,
definitely-
Sharita.
But I feel like Fire 716 should have DJ'd.
When I got there, I thought he was DJ.
Got you.
No. Like, and then part of me wanted to be like, you know what? Put the Fire 716 band like joint on my car and just roll. Like I should just do like a U-turn into the parade, but I didn't want to be that person that like,
you
yo,
could have
what
been
is
that person because it would have been appreciated. She
Like-
would have loved you for that.
like, what are you doing? We ain't pay for nothing. Just like did a whole U-turn into the parade. But you know.
Oh, for real. Good morning.
Good morning. Next year we gonna be litty.
No, for sure.
Next year we gonna have banners and T-shirts and
Fact. Hopefully we could be like, if we could have our own slot, but like with Lala,
Yeah,
that'd be dope.
yeah.
You know, like she got her own slot, we got our own slot. We be like right next to each other.
Yeah.
We the DJ, we the music, and they gonna dance.
Yeah. We can try to work it out. But no, it was definitely fun until
Everything broke.
yeah. Like, I'm mad about my jumper cables. I am tight about my jumper
I know
cables,
you
dude.
are.
Oh my god! Like when I
Like-
tell you, first of all, they were yellow, and even though that's not my favorite color, it's a girly color. And I was like, yo, I got yellow jumper cables in my joint. And I went to go look for him after. He's like, oh, the guy in the blue car, he had them, and then the dude was gone. I was like, yo.
You ain't seen me, you and Frank departed. I told you he was on.
I went over to ask him. He said another guy had him. He had a blue car. He was like, oh yeah, he took everything off. And I was just like,
Oh, probably the Jamaican dude.
oh my jumper cables was good.
I had thought like when they pulled over that because you were still on the truck. I thought you just went.
No, so like everybody's like everybody off the truck. Like they said it like so quick. So I was just trying to get off without more injury that I already got this weekend. So like I was just trying to get off as quick as I can because he was like everybody off the truck. But it was a really good time. And then like me unofficially working for Blue Cross Blue Shield for a couple of minutes. Yo, like insanity. The worst part of it was like we were tossing candy and this mom legit went off on me and like her kids and was like, you don't never pick up no candy from the ground. If you're not good enough for them to put it in your hand, then don't pick it up. Y'all should know better. And I'm just sitting there like, we're literally moving.
My thing. I would have been like, I get where you coming from.
Yeah, I get
You know what I
you.
But we are at a parade.
Right.
People
like throwing things.
No one is hating you.
So like I grabbed like a little bit of candy and the lady who was driving like legitimately stopped. And I was like, come get the candy, y'all. And so like the kids ran over was like, thank you. She's like, that's how it should have been the first time. So I like put my sunglasses on. It was like, I'm not about to shame this company right now because I technically don't work with them.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, that was bad.
like I know you hate like type of Juneteenth. Like, I was like, really, ma'am? Because you going kind of hard. Like, some of the other parents, like, 'cause I was trying to throw it into the kids, say, it's not my fault your kid can't catch. Like, some of it I was directly aiming it at your child, and clearly football or any of them sports that involve catching is not for your kid. And I get that. But don't blame that on me. Like, I had a box of dots, and I literally threw it in his direction for his hands that was open like this, and they still missed. I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, so it was cool. I enjoyed myself, and
it was nice. It wasn't as like dirty.
Word.
Like
it was just long.
when it was over. Unlike when it was
fast.
over, and I was walking back. It wasn't like how something would usually be like trash. You know what I'm saying? The neighborhood wasn't
Legit.
destroyed. You know, which I appreciate y'all for that.
Yeah.
I seen Byron on Sunday. I held myself back. But Tina was right there. I was like, Tina, I ain't gonna say nothing to him. But you say something to him when you see. She was like, chill. I was like, what? I just wanted to ask him a question. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna chill. I was like, it's Juneteenth and it's Sunday.
Everybody got bail money to be getting.
Everybody enjoy themselves.
Ain't nobody got money bail money.
I wasn't gonna do nothing extreme. I just was gonna ask him about potholes in the street.
Yes, because that's the one thing that.
And Queen was with me, and she was ready. She's like, what's up?
What do we have left?
Next, you coming in after this.
Okay.
Really?
But yeah, no, like I was surprised it was that long. I was like,
Oh,
my God,
yes.
mighty God,
Parade?
the parade.
The parade was super long.
But the parade is always long.
But it's never been that long.
Not the longest parade I've ever been in, though.
This was like the longest parade I have ever been in.
But think of
like,
it though.
Seen.
If everybody that had Juneteenth would have just came to Juneteenth instead of had their own Juneteenth to yesterday, it would have been even bigger.
Fact.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Honestly, because we had the biggest one ever, everybody in the Western New York general area, if she was going to celebrate it, should have been there.
Legit.
It's how I feel.
Although the city showed up.
Yes, the city
Like,
definitely showed up, appreciated it.
When we walked around that corner onto
It was even more
the joint, and we
Yeah.
started walking down that the curve, and I looked through the splash pad, and I seen a ton of people. I'm like, oh shoot.
Yeah, y'all walked all the way back. I'm gonna be honest. I was like, where did Frank and Kevin go?
We trooped it.
But like y'all trooped it. Like when I tell you, it's over now. So I'm gonna have 1 mile of plane. Y'all with the scooters that's supposed to be taking people back.
Oh, the go-kart.
The go-kart situation, I was refused by 3 people. And like my dad literally walked up like, listen, my daughter like really injured her ankle and her leg. Like you see her limping. And they was like, oh, we can't cross the street. You was driving all the way down Fillmore.
You were driving all over the place.
You was driving all over the place. Like all 3 of them were like 3 carts refused to take me to my car.
Yo.
Me, like Josh ordered me an Uber. Like me and my dad Ubered to my car because like they were refusing to take me.
That's track. That's trifling.
And like
Come on,
even
City,
a
my
cop,
fault.
even a cop was like, y'all, you know, this young lady needs a school. They was like, oh, we not supposed to cross the streets. Dude, you was all the way down the street. Like so you lied to the cops. It was just like you really wasn't trying to take me. I bet you if I was skinny and butt naked, I would have got a ride. Like, yes, I said it. If I was skinny and butt naked, I would have got a ride. Sorry, I was fully dressed and plus size. I don't know what to tell you, but like my dad was just sitting there like, really, you not? He was like, oh no, you know, we can't go down that far. You guys are assigned to go down this far. Like you're here to take people back to their cars.
Right.
Like,
see, you needed me to go and talk to
the cars are actually there to help handicapped people.
yeah.
See,
So
you needed me to talk to Byron yesterday.
your guys are fired.
She said they're trash.
That's
they
trash.
Like, no,
No,
seriously,
for real.
because my friend Lana was like, yo, if I'd have known that, I would have just let you use one of my motorized scooters. And I was like, yo, I'd have rode real tough in one of your scooters. Like, beep, beep, like,
That's a fact.
like, would have been playing Drake. Like, hard. It would have been like, falling back on it. What? Gangsta lick. Like, hard.
We on.
Hey.
Local news and BGC flowing. We got Big Kev on the air. Black Knight flying in here. It's Fire 716 and we rocking it. Fire 716. It's your girl. Oh, okay. It's attention. Fire 716. It's your girl Jay Sheree. I'm in the room with the Dark Knight.
Nope.
Kev on air. Frank. Big Frank is out. Big Frank. You know what I'm saying? So you have the privilege of seeing us all this week. And we're amazing, so you're welcome. Thank you. We're gonna make you laugh all week because we can. But no, seriously, how are y'all doing this morning?
I'm doing great. My Juneteenth experience was pretty good. So
all I can say is victory is mine.
come
All
on,
right. Victory today is yours.
You know you know.
You told Satan to get thee behind.
No.
Victory today is yours.
Today is mine.
You know, I'm doing good. Behind the scenes, we were talking about our experience in Juneteenth.
Oh, yeah.
If y'all didn't know, Fire 716 was present
We were lit.
at Juneteenth. I was a part-time member of Blue Cross Blue Shield for a second, doing some mechanical issues. But like it was really good to see the community out there and supporting all types of businesses. I didn't realize how many different facilities were out there. Like, I expected the Divine Nine to be out there, and they were out there strong. Like strong. Like they was
kids there.
they was stepping and strolling the whole way. Like, but I expected to see certain agencies, but so many local businesses, came together, and I was really, really proud of my city for that. The card people need to be ashamed of themselves, but if you watch behind the scenes videos, you know why. But no, I'm doing really good this morning. Happy federal Juneteenth. That's what I'm gonna call it, because this is the day that the federal government decided to give people off. So if you're having, Juneteenth and you're off today, enjoy your day off, because they will expect you there if you black tomorrow.
True.
Take your butt. Don't call off tomorrow, because they will write you up. Like that, they're not as a federal holiday. You probably will be in trouble to get fired if you call off tomorrow. So don't be that person. Represent well. But no, it's supposed to be a good day today. It's not gonna be too hot.
Not too cold.
But not too cold, so we're looking forward to the good weather. When we get back, we're gonna get into Big Girl Chronicles, and then we got some questions of the day. I'm gonna start a little mess today. Question of the day. Messy Monday. I'm excited. But stay tuned into Big Frank in the morning on Fire 716. We'll be back, y'all. Let's go. No, real talk, yo. One of my adopted cousins just posted on her Facebook 27 weeks till Christmas. Why would you do that? Like I literally tagged her like, why would you do this, cousin? Like we just got heat. Like why? Why would you?
Well,
Is it really 27 weeks?
as Elder last week yesterday, he said Father's Day is the worst holiday ever.
Every day.
Like, number one holiday. He's like number one holiday is Christmas. Right after that is Mother's Day. So it goes Jesus and your mama. It's like Father's Day is all the way at 20.
Dang.
It's like Arbor Day is number 10. I don't know.
No, like legit. A comedian talked about this. A comedian talked about like Father's Day is literally like at the bottom of the celebration scale.
Oh, see, that's terrible.
Oh,
That's not like Father's Day was a big like yesterday. I had to like limp my I was like I can't let my father miss any kind of Father's Day celebration. So I like literally limped to my car, got in the car, drove my dad to Bravo, took him out to eat, and was like, okay, sir, we're going home. Like he was just like, I could have waited. No, you were sitting at home and it's Father's Day. Like I felt terrible because I was like, I literally could not make it to church. Like I woke up yesterday, my leg was swollen like this.
Oh,
My ankle was swollen, and I was like, it's gonna be awkward. Like, can't come to church for breakfast. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just lay here. And I was like, my dad can't this Father's Day, so I literally just limped down the stairs. Enough limping to get to the car, pick him up, limp to the restaurant.
Yeah.
They didn't have our table ready, so I was like, "Oh no, I'm sitting." Like it's a dub. Like we had to wait 20 minutes for our table, even though we had a reservation.
Gotcha.
And then like limped back and forth. And my dad was like, "You look like you're in a whole lot of pain." Oh, I'm in serious amounts of pain, but I didn't want you sitting in the house. Like,
that's love right there.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's love.
Oh, shit.
I know somebody who Father's Day was not as good as mine's early on. So like.
Yeah.
It's a tough thing. It's definitely a tough thing. But said this Juneteenth experience, this weekend, it's very I very enjoyed it. My only sadness I really have is that I wish we could do stuff like this more.
Yeah.
I wish it wasn't just
Once a year.
And I ain't even talking about like having a parade, like just getting together, having the vendors out there, having the kids stuff out
Shut the block
for the
down.
kids, and just
Shut down the
Sure,
block.
I said Father's Day is dope. I love celebrating it. I buy good gifts too, not cheap ones. People get their dad. This is indeed true. She does not buy crappy gifts for Father's Day.
well, I know Sharita don't buy crappy gifts for nothing.
All facts. Like, that's true. Like, I felt bad. Like, dinner in the car was all I could get my dad because I'm like, times is rough right now. And
Listen.
but then I realized how much the bill was, and I was like, oh, this car was sufficient enough, sir. Like, he was feeling really adventurous. Oh, I want to try lobster bisque. Oh, we biscuit now. Like, I couldn't get you to go to like basic restaurants, but now we out here with lobster bisque taste. Okay, sir. But no, I was happy he had a good time. I'm like, where the heck did you learn about lobster bisque? Did you steak and potatoes, fish fried? That's your limitation. It's like
Seen it in the movie once. Getting old.
right. I was like, oh, we biscuit.
Oh, I heard of this. I'll have the lobster biscuit.
No, Sharita's laughing because she knows my dad. Like, I had to drag my dad to different restaurants because I'm like, Dad, there are more restaurants in the city of Buffalo outside of like Athens, Family Tree, and Red Lobster. Like,
that was me. So like,
but no, we could take you different places. You would just eat the same thing. Like,
Oh, that annoys me.
no, like
That annoys me.
there was a season where we were all gonna strangle Daniel because like we was like, dude, just try this. I don't eat nothing but like chicken fingers and mashed potatoes. Like
You sound like my sister, bro. If Trixie Tang is listening and watching, bro, she everywhere we went, chicken tenders and French fries or rice.
but see,
Like, come on.
I'm not that bad. Cause like
you
I said,
were that
my
bad.
thing is most of the time.
You like Daniel,
most of
try
the-
this.
most
No,
of the
I stick
time-
to what I know.
Most of the time we go to breakfast places because we just like breakfast. So yeah, I get the same thing for breakfast because
We went to
It's like someone's
Applebee's, dude.
breakfast.
We was like, dude, try
But
this. I'm trying that,
but
man.
at Applebee's, I eat boneless wings. At the time,
They
I
got
was
breakfast
eating.
at Applebee's?
And I ain't gonna lie. At the time, I was eating chicken finger baskets, but they also had the riblet basket. Like that was different for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
Yo.
Like, dude, even when we try to get you to try the fried green beans, man, you don't fry green beans as a vegetable, but now you like fried.
I love.
See what I mean?
But no, who it took though? No, it really took Paula McDonald. Shout out to one of the mothers that have done a lot for me in my life. Like she forced me one time at Fridays to eat it. Like I already ordered it and was like, "You're gonna eat it, I'll pay for it." And I was like, "Okay," because I cannot say no to order black woman. So like,
she said we would go to Pando's and he would get chicken fingers. Yes. Like we could not get him to extend his palate for nothing.
Ain't nothing worse than a dude. Ain't nothing worse than a dude that go places and get chicken Alfredo everywhere. Like,
we like, Daniel, just try this. Man, no, because if I eat it and it's not good, it's gonna ruin my experience for the whole restaurant. I'm gonna hate the restaurant.
That's
and I'm
true.
like, Daniel, there's more stuff out here than like riblets and chicken fingers. Like, just try stuff. Now he tries stuff. Oh yeah, this is good. Well, I'm willing to try this now. I'm like, no, the limited palate will keep us from going to certain places.
Not even that. It's like I don't like spending a lot of money. So like, if I think it's gonna be a lot of money,
not a lot of money, dude.
At the time when I wasn't working, yes it was.
But somebody in the group had money that we would have paid for you. Like we offered to pay. Like, dude, just try this. We'll pay for it.
Fine. You know what I'm saying? But my thing, especially when it comes down to family, is like, yo, yeah, if somebody got it, we out. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you know what I'm saying?
Right. It don't feel good.
I ain't gonna trip on somebody else.
Yeah.
No, we was like, dude, we'll pay for this. Just try it. Man, I'm not trying that. I'm just, bruh, there's more stuff out here. Because at the time, like, what irked us, and we love Daniel so much. Like, don't think this is a dog and Daniel session. At the time, he's like, yo, I want to be a business person. I'm trying to be out here doing my thing. Business meetings, like you're not
happen at none of the
places. It's not happening at other places that you're having it. Like you're having these meals at, dude. You're gonna have to try something else. And
it's the best.
Can't be at the business.
Sharita, though, I would tell you, I done changed. I done went to Costa's now. I know that don't seem like a big deal, but y'all, you know me, so it's a big deal.
But yeah, so he's a different man now.
I went to Costa's. I'm still a breakfast person though. Like if it's like anywhere in Buffalo that just do breakfast like until like 2:00, like I'll go.
McDonald's.
Yeah. I don't do fast
I like
food.
McDonald's.
I don't do fast food anymore.
I can only do their breakfast.
I can only do their breakfast.
Like, I don't do
Burger
fast
King, me please, every time. If I'm gonna go fast food.
Like,
but like
I can't do French fries anymore.
Like I don't eat it at all anymore.
I can't do French fries anymore.
Oh wow.
Burger King, McDonald's, like certain restaurants. Like I at one point I tried Arby's like 6 months ago. Could not do it. I think it's the grease.
Oh wait, I lied. I can still eat it. I can still go for a chicken sandwich anywhere. Like chicken sandwich at Popeyes, chicken sandwich at KFC, chicken sandwich at Arby's. But I don't eat any of the main fast food groups.
You petty, Sharita. You petty. I know the background of that joke. You real petty.
Who that? Who got a good one?
It's a long story. It's a sister story, but yeah. But no, like I can't. Like even Chick-fil-A, I just wanted some fries. I started getting sick.
Chick-fil-A is the only real fast food place that I don't go a lot because let's be real, the only time you really, really want Chick-fil-A is on Sunday. You can't have it. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
Like that's what you really craving it. But like, yeah, I don't eat fast food. Like I don't eat like,
I'm not petty. You are the.
I don't like Whoppers and stuff like that. Like
I like honestly Burger King's or Impossible Burger. I will eat it. It's good. It's fries. Like something about fries, it just makes like my stomach hurt. I don't know if it's the grease or what it is, but like, cause I like Chick-fil-A fries. I am my father's daughter. Like me and Bishop, we was like Chick-fil-A fries. I can't do it anymore. Like the chicken, and even the chicken sandwich is a struggle now.
Word.
Like my body, I think it's just over grease. It is just like we can't do this. But like breakfast, McDonald's, I can do their breakfast.
Yeah,
That's
McDonald's got the best breakfast out of
Because the
fast
McGriddle
food
situation.
No,
fast food groups. They got
Burger King, bro.
No,
But-
Burger King croissant sandwiches. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they're not cooked all the way, but they cook enough that you won't notice that they not cooked all the way.
Oh
And
no,
then
I ain't never.
and then you have the stomachache later. You be wondering where it came from. And it was from that.
But
But
real talk though, Wendy's breakfast.
somebody told me it was.
I have
did
yet
had it
to
once.
try
It's
Wendy's
smacking.
breakfast.
I had
They're
it
open
once.
too late.
No. Their honey. Okay, so they have like a honey butter chicken sandwich.
Yes, and they open too late.
What do you mean they open too late?
They open at like 8 o'clock.
Yes,
Where every
that's
McDonald's
fast-
and Burger
that's
King
fast
open
breakfast
up.
time, like 5.
Dude,
Right.
but their breakfast is done at like 10:30.
Yeah, but
Everybody's at work at
if you go to if you work,
We are not at work at 10:30. Like,
We are here at 8 o'clock.
but what I'm saying
By
is,
the time we get
after
out
we
of
leave
here,
the
we can't go
station,
Wendy's.
dude, you better leave the station at 10. Get there by 10:30.
ain't even know Wendy's close enough.
Yes, it is.
Grand Island.
No, it's
No, actually, no, on Porter, yeah.
I don't get around there.
It's all good.
Well, yeah, their honey butter chicken biscuit is actually really good.
Man.
I tried it once. Just once.
No, I did had a breakfast once. I DoorDashed.
Yeah,
to work
somebody
one time.
brought it to me once,
Yeah,
and I was like, you
DoorDashed
know what,
to
this
work.
isn't too bad. I don't see myself going back.
She said McDonald's down here is different from back home. The burgers are fresh and you can get them without salt. That's nice.
That's
But, you know,
But real talk though, Burger
that's a
King,
trap.
you got
French
you got to deal with
French
other
toast
stuff
sticks?
in the South, though.
Listen, to
their
me,
French toast sticks is the
Burger King is the closest thing to real you're gonna get
I don't know because it's not breakfast.
McDonald's and Burger King
Out of breakfast, not the breakfast food.
out of all the food.
Because I rock with Burger
burgers
King.
are not are 99% beef, no fillers or nothing.
You know what I eat a lot of? Like Tim Hortons. I don't count Tim Hortons as fast food.
No, because I
Tim
mean, but
Hortons
I
is
could
all
do they sausage, egg, and cheese croissant.
Yeah.
And I learned something I learned.
Even though they've been real lazy on the Justin Bieber Tempest.
All of their sandwiches can be wraps. I didn't know that.
Oh wow.
Changed my whole eating because at one time I wasn't eating sandwiches. Like I was eating bread, but I was eating wraps.
Got you.
Changed my whole drink.
She said McDonald's in China was dope. Their menu was different. They had green tea
China?
milk sticks.
Yeah.
She did missions work in China and Japan.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
Oh yeah, she's well traveled.
Japanese, everything is just.
That's a fact. What?
Yeah, she did missions work. Sister.
I want to go.
Green tea milkshake sounds good.
Green tea milk.
No, because she was tell like because there's a Nabisco factory where it was, so they had like green tea Kit Kat. That's when I was on the mission. For one birthday or one Christmas, I was searching the world for certain different Kit Kats because she traveled there, you couldn't find them
You
nowhere,
know where I found them?
and I found a plug.
You know where I found them at? There was an abundance in Seattle at the Asian market.
What the? Okay, sorry.
No, that was a speaker. I'm like, why is it? I turned it down. Like, why is it not?
She said, "Let's do it, Kev. You would love Beijing."
Listen, I need all of the Japan.
You got your
Japanese.
passport?
Do I?
Come through with the
What?
okay, because like this is a steady
If you
conversation.
stay ready, you ain't got to get ready.
This is a steady conversation that I have with black people.
'Cause
I'm like, they're like, "Oh, we gotta go travel. You ain't got your passport."
They are not letting you on an international flight with your ID. Okay, it's not happening.
The only reason why I don't have a passport is every time I'm about to go
We
to
there.
get my passport, I end up getting stuck at work. So
She said Tokyo was fire too.
yeah, I know
I'm
Josh
pretty
went there.
sure.
You don't know what.
Dude, you can get your passport, like do all the paperwork online and just get your picture taken at any time and
Like
just
I
send
said,
an
I
application.
didn't know because I was
It's
the type of person like I don't get me wrong. I go to the I had one already filled out. I still do, but like because I go to the post office. I was going to the post office to get them.
Oh,
But like
yeah.
every time, like you try to go downtown or something, like I can only be free after 4 and things like that. And it's just like,
Everything
it's
closed.
getting real aggravating.
Yeah, I got my passport before the price went up.
Oh,
Because the price is like $225 now.
Yeah.
oh,
But I
yeah.
also told myself if I go to Japan, I won't come back. So like,
No, for
I
real.
just know myself. I know myself too well.
We gonna come in after.
And I got a
Yo,
whole
I got-
child here, like a whole child.
That's a fact. But everything I feel like in Japan, in China is better.
But
Like-
the only thing about going to Japan is that you can't take nothing out.
For real.
What you mean you can't take nothing out?
That's what Josh told me that you can't.
You can't bring nothing back.
Anything made technological wise, you cannot take out of Japan.
Oh, like a cell
technology.
phone.
Like you can't, like
cell
phone.
phones.
You can take like chopsticks.
Right,
and, like,
right,
books.
okay. You
Like,
can take candy
books
and stuff.
Yeah.
But you can't take no.
You can't take a
little
phone,
camera. Oh
none of
wow!
that.
But you can take it in.
Yeah, like you can't take DVDs out.
She said the food is amazing in Asia.
Because Josh brought me back
I know it is.
Josh brought me back all this manga, which is fine.
Word.
But he was like,
Wait, what is it?
It's a book.
Oh,
It's a book.
But he was like, I couldn't take any DVDs.
Because he brought me back like green tea chocolates,
Yeah.
like the candy and stuff like that.
Word.
Yeah, but you can't take out.
Damn.
But it's kind of sucky because that's the stuff that you really want.
Yeah, like they got all the best stuff.
Because they come in Japan they come out with it as it come out on TV. So like after 20 episodes, they just
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
That's
Like,
a fact.
Which is interesting that they actually banned Squid Games in those countries. Like
Really?
yes,
The
like
movie,
like
like this TV show.
the series. So like we did a story. Hold on, we got that. We did like a story where like somebody smuggled Squid Games. It was like a student, like a kid, smuggled it in. 3 students watched it. The kid who smuggled it in, they put him to death. Like they killed him. And like the other 3 students like suffered major consequences because it was banned. Like banned.
Whoa.
So yeah. And I was like, so are you willing to die for season 2? Is the question. Like,
That's
but no, like it
crazy.
was serious.
I get it though.
Yeah.
Because
They said it was a misrepresentation.
Yeah,
and so they
I feel like
banned it.
the extreme of it is a
Yeah,
lot, especially for countries like that everything is.
She said you have to declare everything you buy at the customs and airport. It will cost you a lot of money to bring stuff back.
Like everything.
I never watched Squid Games.
Everything is
because
about.
I never watched it because they said it was like Hunger Games, and
It is.
I don't think it's like Hunger
to a
Games.
degree.
To a degree, but I don't think so. It
Not
has its
enough.
own
Not
series.
enough that it can be compared to.
Yeah. We coming on hot.
intro for Big Girl Chronicles. Yep. It's okay.
Jay Cherie, it's on you.
What's good, everybody? You already know what time it is. It is Big Girl Chronicles. And on this federal Juneteenth, because that's what I'm officially calling it from now on this federal Juneteenth, I'm going to talk about everything is not made for the internet. So let me explain why. Not only has there been a variety of young people dying because of TikTok challenges and things of that nature, but honestly, as the summer months are coming along and people are deciding to get booed up for the summer or breaking up for the summer, everybody is putting everything on social media right now. This is not specific to any body type. This is just people in general. First of all, if you don't want people to comment about your stuff, don't put it on Facebook or any other social media. Because honestly, we are part of season 3, episode 15 of your relationship. And then all of a sudden, you want to break up and go ghost on Facebook. No, as it started, we want to know how it ended. And you cannot be mad, that people are starting to question, well, what happened to this person? Was my personal business and I don't need to share. You put all 15 seasons of your relationship on Facebook, and we kind of just want to know how it ended. I'm just saying. But no, even with disciplining children and things of that nature, everything is just not meant for the internet. And I actually have had to check some parents who have went on Facebook and dogged their children publicly and said, oh, my kid is dumb, or my kid need to get their life together and things of that nature. And it was just recently, because I am a mental health professional, read a suicide note of a young lady who killed herself because of something that her mother wrote about her on Facebook, and she happened to see it. Everything is not meant that. I understand that, it is your Facebook and you want to do what you want to do, but at the end of the day, get a counselor or get a journal, because some of these things are ending the lives of young people. They do have access to your Facebook, whether you think that you're private or blocking them or not. They're going to see it because their friends are going to share it because their mom shared it. And now they're having self-esteem issues, mental health challenges, and considering taking their lives because you put your personal feelings about your child on Facebook. It's not a healthy outlet. And I get it, I'm saying, like Jay Cherie is my Facebook and I do what I want. But understand that what you put out there has a consequence to it, and you can't be mad if people are asking you about, your new boo or your last boo, you can't be mad if your house got robbed because you put on Facebook you got 15 new pairs of authentic Jordans and people know where you live. You cannot be mad that your job fired you because you tagged your job on your Facebook and decided to go and talk about how bad the company is. Everything's just not made for the internet. And as this encourager of mental health and this encourager and this clinician, she's telling you, everything's not made for the internet. Get you a journal, get you a therapist, holla at me in 2 years. I can help you. But everything's just not made for the internet. And yes, I said it in a funny way, but the lives of our children are at stake right now because they are watching what you're writing. So be careful because you're beautiful, you're intelligent, and you're graceful. This is your edition of Big Girl Chronicles.
Now, I'm gonna tell you, okay? I'm gonna tell you something. All right. Now, I want to say something about this specific company in which I worked at once before.
Yeah.
And I got into the HR. Though I did stand my ground about it, everything isn't as serious as what mine is. You really should be posting about where you work. And also, y'all parents, y'all problem is because y'all want to whoop y'all kids. Y'all want to go on Facebook and talk about y'all kids. And that's just crazy.
That's just messy.
But at the same time,
either be a parent or be a teenager. You can't be both.
You can't be both.
But I've seen it, and even in my studies, the last few cases, there are adolescents killing themselves because their parents have dogged them on Facebook, like, oh, my daughter out here, she dressed like a thot, she's this, and this, or the father like going on Facebook, I don't know if my kid belonged to me, like. Get a DNA test. Like
that's real drastic.
No, for real. But then you gotta check the mother because if she out here dressing thotties, where'd she get it from?
No, and I'm not saying
because there's a lot of mothers. Like I know some personally who have terrible attitudes and lifestyles, and it's showing in their children. Like I don't like none of her teachers. Okay, now she don't like none of her teachers, so now she's failing in school. Now she's having problems, but you want to blame the father because what? No, we're not doing that. You're the problem, man.
No, and this is.
And then you want to talk about her. No, we're not doing that.
It's mostly for parents, though. But like, it's the surge of parents taking to Facebook about their kids.
Yeah,
like,
and don't go to Facebook when you're the example.
You're right. I was gonna say you're the parent.
You know what I'm saying? Like you're the parent.
If your kids are
watching
if you have issues with your children, which doesn't make any sense.
Exactly.
If you have issues with your children. Why aren't you addressing those issues?
Right.
At the house, you run into Facebook as if somebody gonna come, as if your mother seen it is gonna come over and discipline your kids. That don't make no sense.
Because it was just irking me. Like I saw a post about a dad, and granted, he was hurt. He was like, "Yo, my kid may not be mine." Okay, I understand your feelings, sir. Go get a test. Process it, everything. Like I'm saying, everything that's that's a personal situation.
Yeah.
Call your boys. Like, yo,
right.
This is what happened. I need an outlet to talk about. But you tagging the girl, you tagging the kid, like
I'm going Maury or something.
Like Maury retiring.
Yeah, that's a fact.
But I'm saying, like, you done tagged everybody involved, including your child. Your kid didn't even know that you might not be her dad. So now she found out on Facebook that may not be my dude. There's just ways. Everything's just not meant for you.
And that's crazy, messy. Because if you've been a parent that whole time,
right?
Now you're gonna make her feel like you don't care now,
right?
And that's probably not the case. You probably just upset. You're upset with her mother,
right?
But you don't have anything against her,
right?
And that's 10 times worse. Because then if something happened to her, you feeling like trash for real.
So just everything ain't meant for the internet. But the question of the day, as we get ready to go to this break, is a two-parter. Okay, question of the day is: are you willing to expose? How much are you willing to expose to your mate?
Mm-hmm.
And the second question is: can your mate really be your best friend if you don't tell them everything?
I guess all those questions.
Yeah. So that's our question of the day. If you want to call in, the number is going across the screen. If you're not watching us on Facebook, the phone number is 716-371-2780, extension 1. Call in if you want to contribute to the conversation. Once again, the question of the day: how much are you willing to expose to your mate? And can your mate be your best friend if you don't tell them everything? We'll be back. Big Frank in the morning with your girl Jay Cherie, The Dark Knight, and Kev on Air.
Yeah.
We'll be back after these musicals, these music songs. Let's go. Yeah, Sharita, season 3, episode 13.
That was hilarious.
because I'm tired.
And know how bad it is. It's the only reason why it's funny is because you think back at all the stuff that you see on Facebook, you be like, yo, that's really true. Like don't try to hype me now, bro.
We broke up in private. Nah, we've had to deal with your drama for 5 seasons. We have the right to know how this ended. No, this wasn't private when y'all got together. This wasn't private when you was putting each other business on Facebook. No, we have the right as your viewing audience to know how it ended. This is not House of Cards, okay? You gonna give us an answer.
For real. I'm about to go on a commercial break real quick, y'all.
Crenshaw's Chicken and Waffles, currently located at 701 Kensington Avenue in the city of Buffalo, New York. Come and get a taste of the Greedy Greg chicken sandwich with a famous and amazing slap sauce. And don't forget those specialty waffles, red velvet, cookies and cream, Cinnabon, only at Crenshaw's Chicken and Waffles. Place your orders now at Crenshaw'sChickenandWaffles.com. That's Crenshaw'sChickenandWaffles.com. Pull up to 701 Kensington Avenue in the city of Buffalo, New York. That's Crenshaw's Chicken and Waffles.
Come create at Hanley Studios, 545 Main Street, Niagara Falls, New York. Poetry, improv, comedy, music, and more. Hanley Studios, available for renting. We have lights, sound, and stage equipment. Hanley Studios, 545 Main Street, Niagara Falls, New York. We provide live streaming. For more information, call 716-371-2780, extension 2, 716-371-2780, extension 2.
Fire 716 Radio, serving the best in urban and inspirational music.
It's Fire 716.
Let's go. It's Big Frank in the morning, Jay Cherie keeping it going. We got them hot topics, local news, and BGC flowing. We got Big Kev on the air, Dark Knight flying in here. It's Fire 716 and we rocking it here. On Facebook with his congregation.
You are acting thankful on this social media platform.
Yeah. But no, so for behind the scenes people that's watching with us, how much are you willing to expose to your mate?
Enough.
What is considered enough?
Enough is enough. Okay.
Enough to get you enough that we have a mutual trust and a mutual understanding.
Yes. Because it's
some things that we both probably don't really want to talk about that has nothing to do with this relationship necessarily.
facts.
But because people can be emotional, it will turn into a problem. Possibly. Yeah. And because there's a possibility, I'd rather just
let it go. Legit. I had this conversation last night. I was just like, I want you to know you can be honest with me. And not feel like I'm judging you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you feel like you want to tell me something, tell me. If you feel like you want to kick it. You feel me? I'm not going to judge you at the end of the day. Granted, we've been through some things, but at the end of the day, I'm here for you to unload. You know what I'm saying? So tell me what you want to tell me. You know what I'm saying? If you feel like you need to tell me, but tell me what you want me to know.
Yeah.
I want to know what you want me to know.
I'm not gonna chase you down for information.
Not at all.
It's not, but that's not even a chasing down. So I'm gonna be the advocate on the other side of this, just because Frank's not here.
Right.
And I feel like to a certain degree, especially if you're married, do you tell the person everything? But I think there should be mystery in certain areas. Mm-hmm. So if you struggle, I'll say if you struggled with, having a kind of sketchy past, because trauma can translate in different ways. So that person doesn't become an outlet to saying something that happened in your traumatic years, and it becomes a trigger. So now that person's the source of your trigger. Mm-hmm. We need to have certain deep conversations. Like childhood trauma, I know guys don't share this. I think they should.
Oh, for
Because
sure.
like it's like no, as a dude, no, because every time something happened, you gonna be like, no, that's where that trauma comes from. Not if they're mature. Like
For sure.
if they're
Everybody not mature though.
Yeah.
but you have to know
But you
who
have
you're
to know
with.
who
And if you're
you're
married to this
with.
person, that means you trust them to the point that you can be open to them.
Yeah.
I had a conversation with a married person before, and it was funny that both part of the couple talked to me at separate different occasions, which was awkward because I was just like, first of all, y'all know I'm not certified yet. So this is not counseling. This is wisdom. Like, but they was like, yeah, and it was just like casual conversation, but they both had the same issue with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, but if you had experienced this trauma and that's the person that you're married to, like that's something that the person should know. Just so there's no, you're my trigger. And then the outlash, like a backlash of the trigger. And it was for both people. And it was just like, no, because if I talk about, having mental health as a kid, every time I'm feeling like, I just feel like I want to be by myself, she's going to be like, no, it's mental health. No, I just want to be by myself.
Yeah.
And I think like, even though they refuse to talk to each other about it, like when you're married, it's different when you're dating.
Right.
Like when you're dating or even courting, I'm not going to tell you everything.
No.
Like you're not going to know everything about me. But as a married person, I feel like more transparency needs to happen because like for me, you can't tell this person, which goes into part 2 of the question. You can't say this person is my best friend and other people closest to you have access to information that your own mate doesn't have. And I just feel like that's unfair. Like my sisters know a lot about me. They don't know everything about me. There's some stuff that only my husband will know about me that they don't know. And then vice versa. Like there's stuff I don't know about my sisters. Their husband's gonna know.
Right.
Like,
for sure.
But I think like a lot of people won't do it because and even Frank said this in one of the segments that he felt like with women and we fought about it a little bit, but he was like, no, because anytime something happens, the woman gonna be like, oh, that's what this is, and it's like that's not always true. And this is why you need to know who you're married to and like the kind of communication that you have. Because like I said, if a woman really loves you and is after your heart, they're not gonna say, if you feel like being by yourself, you're not, oh, you got mental health.
Right.
Oh, because you suffer trauma. You just want to be by yourself. And I get there, let me take the kids and go. Like, or like, go take your space, do what you got to do. So Sharita said, if you cannot fully share with your spouse partner, then it may be a sign of trust issues, either or both parties.
See, I can't agree because a lot of stuff you don't like, a lot of stuff that people call trauma. A lot of, it's just, at least with men, we don't see it as trauma.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like something that either happened or something that we just had experience with that we probably share with a whole bunch of other dudes, and it's just like, it happened, whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We don't see it as a traumatic thing, and we don't even see what the consequences of it really is. You know what I mean? But other than stuff like that, like, it's a lot of things that I'm pretty sure I haven't told my wife. Just for the off the grip of like, I never noticed how many girlfriends I have, like girls that I'm cool with, until I got into a relationship with a girl that doesn't trust women. You know what I mean? And so, in that same vein, I really don't talk about any friend of mine that's a girl that I may or may have, that I have communication with, not necessarily texting or calling, but that I see when I see them. You know what I mean?
Except for me, I'm special.
But I'm also not talking about like going out with somebody. I'm talking about like seeing you in the mall,
right.
Store,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Seeing you at work.
I was just playing.
See you in the parking lot. You know what I'm saying? See you at the Juneteenth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's what I mean. You know what I mean? Like I would never hang out with a whole other female without telling my wife. But like people that I see or whatever. So I won't talk about it. And so, like, we'll be having conversations or, like, we'll be running into random stuff. And then, like, I might run into a female friend of mine. Oh, my God, what's good? How you been? Just my wife, keep having a conversation and then be out. Yeah. And be looking at me like, who was that? And I was like, oh, that's my homie, whatever, from whatever. You know what I'm saying? I don't know her. I was like, yeah, you want to know her. I was like, because I don't talk to you about females that I'm cool with.
Right. And I don't really have conversation with.
Teresa, I don't believe in secrets within the confines of a marriage. The vows are forsaking all others for a reason. It's a valid point.
I'm not, but my mentality is that I'm not forsaking anyone. Like, I'm just not. So it's just, and I'm just like person, like, if I don't think it's important, I won't have a conversation about it anyway. You know what I mean? Like, if it become important or become an issue, then okay, I'll talk about
I'll address it.
I know, like, when it comes to, like, at first when it came, like, dealing with, like, depression and things, like, I didn't really know how to deal with it. You know what I mean? So, like, I wasn't having conversations about it because I didn't really know how to deal with it myself. And I've talked about it now, but, like, now, like you said, you know, every time I want to be by myself or every time I'm doing something that may be categorically weird, you know what I'm saying? It may seem like something is wrong with me. Sometimes nothing is wrong with me. I'm just being myself.
Right. Also, you guys are young too. You know what I'm saying? Like, certain things come, some maturity comes with age, and some maturity comes with, like, life. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't see it as a mature thing. I just see it as, you know, we haven't lived enough to have certain conversations yet. Like, if we've lived together like, after, don't get me wrong, if I was married for 20 years, it'd be different. Right? We'll know every little thing about me because we've had every single conversation that we could probably have
within 20 years.
You know what I'm saying? But, like, you know, in the beginning of things, you know, you don't. You know all the things that are seen as important, things that are seen as that should be known, issues that me or you have that we need to have a conversation about. You know what I mean? But like stuff that don't seem like it's gonna be a big deal.
Morning, Quita.
Or stuff that seems like it's gonna be stupid. You know what I'm saying?
Trina said, I don't like surprises. That would not go well if someone tells me something that my husband should have told me. Nah. I do understand that. Like, in some stuff, let me say this. Some stuff you don't realize you didn't say until the situation didn't present itself. That I didn't say it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But, like, certain conversations you know you need to have. And to be like, you know, I'm not going to share this. Like, let's see what happens.
I'm just saying, because I'm a forgetful person. I forget things. So sometimes I'll do it.
Fire 716, it's your girl Jay Cherie and Big Frank in the morning. I'm in the room with my boy Dark Knight, with Kev on air, and we're getting into the question of the day. Listen, if you have not downloaded the app, if you're not following us on YouTube or Facebook, you missing out. You're asleep. Because the conversation is hot. So the question of the day is a two-parter. How much are you willing to expose to your mate, i.e. your husband or your wife? And can you really be best friends without telling them everything?
Now, initially, I was like, you know, I would tell them enough. You know what I mean? Tell them what I'll tell you enough for you to understand what this relationship is going to take from my end and what it's going to take from your end, as far as it comes from me to you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? What my thoughts are, what my plans are, what are your thoughts? What are your plans? What don't you like? What do you like? What do you hate? What do I hate? You know what I mean? Things like that. You know what I mean? And then, like, if you're hurt, have you been hurt? How have you been hurt? So then I don't hurt you. Because even in that, you know what I mean? You can tell me, but that don't mean I won't do it and you won't have that experience. You know what I'm saying? And then we're having a more in-depth conversation about it. You know what I mean? And instead of trying to justify why it happened, you know what I mean? We can just have a conversation about why you feel that way. Because some things may not be that big of a deal to me, but it's a big deal to you. And you can tell me, like, you don't like something, but sometimes that doesn't register as it being something that is a huge deal to you. You know what I mean? Like I used to be the type of person that if I was upset, I would leave the space. You know what I mean? I didn't have understanding that was a really big deal to my wife.
Got you.
You know what I mean? Don't mean I ain't did it after that, but I didn't know that was a really big deal at the time. It became a big deal. We had a converse, and we had to have an actual conversation about that specific thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, like, it's a lot of times where you learn, where you you really a lot of things about relationships that you learn as you go. No matter how much I give you in the beginning, or you give me in the beginning, we are in a, if we not in a, we have to be in a mindset that we are continuously learning each other.
I think like, you know, and I said behind the scenes, I personally, you know, feel like, you know, that there should just be some things that are open to your mate that nobody else has access to. You know what I'm saying? Like I use the example with me and my sisters. I'm very close with my sisters, but there's stuff about me my sisters don't know, and there's stuff about them that I don't know, but I know their husbands will know. And that's perfectly fine in a relationship. And if you got a problem with that, then that's a whole nother subject that I'll talk about later in Bigger Chronicles. But no, like I really do feel like you know, with your mate being your best friend, I feel like there's a very limited amount of information that a person shouldn't know about you, especially if I am growing a life with you. Me personally, I'm a communicator. So there's not much my husband's not gonna know. And if he does know, it's probably because I can't remember it and it's not gonna come up until that moment. Like, so this is why I'm mad at you. It's not really you, but back in '88. But like, because, you know, it came to my mind at that moment. Right. But like, obviously, I'm not going to talk about body count with my husband, but like, unless he asks, and God bless you. But like, there's certain things, like there's certain things about what makes me tick or what could be a trigger for me that I will let you know, so you don't become like the trigger. You know what I'm saying? And even with like we talked about with black men, I get it. Like back then, it wasn't acceptable for black men to say, "Oh, I had trauma," or "I had this kind of situation happen to me." It was just what happened in the house, and you don't say anything. You know what I'm saying? And so, like now that the forum is more open for the conversation, I feel like, you know, whether the world considers it trauma or not, there shouldn't be really any that you're hiding from your wife. Mind you, this conversation is about husbands and wife. You can't expect a dude that you've been dating for 4 weeks to tell you everything. Like, I'm gonna just kill this man. Oh my God, we've been together for 2 months and he ain't opened up to me fully. I don't know everything about it. It's been 2 months.
Yo,
relax.
He's not Ash Ketchum. This is not Pokemon Quest.
like, dude, this is not it, because unfortunately, this community and this society has made it socially acceptable to grill your possible significant other. That this is a requirement for y'all to be together. That you need to know everything. No, some things come with time, and you need to be okay with that. And this is why a lot of y'all single right now. Because in 3 months, you wanted to know his childhood history, his DNA, what country he came from, and his ancestors, all of his stories and his trauma. And he's not ready because he's still getting to know you. He's still trying to decide if y'all gonna be exclusive or not.
And if I trust you.
And then vice versa. She's still trying to decide if you would. Right. To have this kind of access. That's you know, this question was solely for mates. But if you want to chime in, you know, please feel free to drop it in the comments. You can also call in, you know, 716-371-2780, extension 1 to join the conversation. When we get back, hot topics. Because there's a lot of things that happen this weekend. Yeah. That is not all about Juneteenth. So stick with us, you know what I mean? Big Frank in the morning. We holding it down for Big Frank. He out here Big Franking. But, you know, we want you to enjoy this next music. Next thing is hot topics. Let's go. Let's get it.
Yeah. Okay, so Sharita said, yes, you learn as you go, but secrets are not good. Situations should not always have to arise before you decide to share. Yeah. And I agree. But like you said, a lot of stuff isn't a secret. Sometimes I don't remember. You know, a lot of things I don't remember, and then other things I don't see them as secrets. They just are irrelevant facts.
And some things are just meant to be between you and God.
Right. Because, you know, something, and for me, like, I got a lot of irrelevant facts. Yeah. Like, especially when it comes to high school, not so much I was doing anything, I was out here or nothing. But, like, you know, I done seen a lot of random stuff, and I done been in the middle of a lot of stupid things that I don't necessarily have a conversation about because I thought it was, because it's not relevant. Like, I don't feel like it's relevant. Or I don't really remember exactly what happened. You know what I mean?
Queen said, me personally, I'm an open book. I have no secrets. So therefore I live to have no regrets. Daniel knows pretty much everything about me before we got married. She said, yeah, I'm huge on communication. I need that communication or it's a problem for me.
So
Like I
That's
said,
all.
I'm pretty much an open book. If you ask me, I'll tell you. I'm just not like
See, but that's the thing.
like just
I'm
forthcoming
if
with
you,
like.
if you
just
ask me, I'll
everything.
tell you. If you don't ask me, I'm
Don't
I
ask,
don't
don't
have an
tell.
answer.
Like.
Trina said, listen, I had a situation where a guy wanted to get all in my business and barely knew how to spell my full name. Nah, bruh. If you don't know her full name, that's rough because it's legit her Facebook name. But no, like I don't see myself intentionally hiding anything from my husband.
Not
think
necessarily
anybody-
intentionally hiding it,
I don't
but
think
there's no
anybody
need for
really
you to
does.
just randomly open up with a deep fact
Right.
about yourself.
Right.
You know what
I
I'm saying?
don't-
Like it's like, okay, where'd that come from?
Right. Like
You know
I
what I'm
don't think
saying? It's just
anybody intentionally hides anything
Yeah,
unless
nah.
they really got something to hide. You know,
Like if y'all having a conversation
like you
about
Batman or something.
yeah, if y'all having a conversation about childhood trauma, now's the time to tell them
about
Uncle
trauma.
Ricky, you know what I'm saying, or whatever happened to you in your life. But like random outbursts of confession is just like
I think that, and I can see that as somebody thinking that that's a bit off put. Like, with other people just like,
where that come?
Sharita said things between you and her are
I
not
was
secrets,
breaking
but when you tell others outside of your marriage and not your spouse, that can be problematic to a degree.
I
but what if
but some,
you
I don't
told?
know, because I got some things that is just do things.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Not saying that you can't have a conversation with your wife,
right.
but like some stuff that isn't, it's not really, has nothing, it's not
You wouldn't
really
understand.
poignant to her.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right. You wouldn't really relate.
You know what I
relate
mean?
to you.
Like, I don't know, it sounds stupid. Like, it could be about basketball, anything. It was like, I have a
Well,
conversation
like
with her.
basketball, unless she's a basketball head, which I am. But like, like I think what she means with that is like when there are internal things with you that other people outside of that know about you, that's when it's a problem. Not necessarily like something like that.
But don't allow it to be a problem though, because just like the conversation may have not just
right.
I was just just thrown at somebody. Like it could have just been a conversation that they were both having between two friends that
and then
you know what I'm saying.
We just started talking about it.
Right,
And that's
and
just how
then
it
now
was.
you come along and you expect me to just spill the beans. It's just like I don't have that energy to. I won't say energy, but I don't have that mindset to just spill the beans about the deep things.
Right.
If we have a conversation about the deep things, I will communicate those things
Right.
to you. But I'm not just gonna like openly.
If you ask me, I'll tell you. Even though I'm.
But see, that's the thing, though. Like, I feel like if you guys are really getting to know each other in marriage, if you guys are really getting to know each other, the quote unquote spill the beans thing, I think that's something that y'all should talk about. Where you set up a conversation, like there's some things I need to share with you. I don't feel like a person has to always ask you because sometimes you don't know what to ask. So, because she ain't asked me, I'm not gonna say that. I feel like that's not cool in a marriage.
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, first off, you don't have to know everything. You don't, because there's some things in marriage that for your sake, it's best if you don't know.
Like what?
It don't matter. For your sake, because you may not be able to handle my truth. You get what I'm saying? You may not be able to handle what I throw at you.
Give me an example.
I don't have any examples because we're not in that. You get what I'm saying? Like
that's like if I went to the mall, I ran into my ex, had a conversation or whatever.
I'm not coming back to tell you.
I'm not coming back to tell you.
I'm not coming to put. Oh, hey, I see my ex today.
Right. like
you're gonna look at me like I'm stupid. Like, okay, why'd you tell me that? Because I just felt like telling you. I just wanted to be open and honest.
And I was trying to be open and honest.
Right, like, come on, no.
What did you do?
Right,
I didn't do anything. You know,
that's to assume that every woman is like that. That's not true. Because, like, let me say it this way. Like, because a person's perception is their reality, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So if even if it was something innocent to the fact of you saw your ex, you cool with your ex, y'all saw each other in the mall, y'all had lunch, a friend saw you with your ex, and they got back to your wife.
Before you did?
Okay,
then
so that looks like, okay, so why, like.
But I'm still at the mall, so I'm still at the mall. I'm not finna stop in a mid conversation. Oh, hey, babe, I'm sitting here talking to my ex. I'm gonna call you when I'm done.
No,
Like,
I'm not talking about talking to your ex. Like, if you had lunch, y'all ended up having lunch or something like that. And somebody else saw.
Got you.
Like,
I'm not finna stop.
A reasonable woman is not. First of all, I'm not gonna call your phone and blow you up.
Sure.
No, let me. Every chick is not a hood chick. Some women are mature enough to be like, oh, okay, to wait till you come home and be like, hey, what'd you do today? If you fail to say, like, hey, I had lunch with my ex, that's what, like, so why would you hide that you had lunch with your ex? If I know where I stand with
If you knew, why didn't you just ask me?
Because I'm gonna be honest.
Because we play this.
I hate that.
I'll ask you, and if you don't tell me the whole truth, then you're lying and hiding. No. Ask me what you know, and I'll tell you the full detail.
But what I'm saying is, why would you even say, like, yo, if I asked you, hey, what'd you do today, and you said everything but?
Now you have something to hide.
That's what I'm saying. That was the situation. If I say I come home and be like, hey, babe, what you do today?
If you ask, I'll tell.
So I ain't gonna lie,
But that's still, I kind of just feel like stuff that basic should be, yo, babe, I was in the mall. You know, I'm cool with this person. We happen to sit down and have lunch. She's married. We was talking about this is what happened. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. But it's the fact that if I asked you what you do today and you admitted to everything but that, then it's like, why would you hide that? Yeah. This is what I'm saying. That's like basic stuff. So like basic stuff like that could cause problems in the relationship.
Like
you know what I'm saying?
I can be honest, because I am not the greatest communicator. That's why
I'm terrible.
Also, like, if we had that same situation to a degree, right? I am the type of person that, like, because I didn't think that was important. Like, I would tell you, like, I ran into a homie or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, not necessarily it might have been an 8 lunch, because eat lunch to people is different. Like, so some people just like we stood in line. It was a line for 5 minutes. So you know what I'm saying? Then like he was walking, we just seemingly walking in the same direction.
Yeah.
So we had a conversation while walking to Foot Locker or whatever I was going to. You know what I'm saying? And then we parted ways. You know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody else came back to you,
I'm sorry, I just read a comment.
If somebody else came to you and was like, yo, I see Dale in the mall with XYZ, he went to Foot Locker, and then you get mad at me because I didn't tell you that, I stood in line with so-and-so, got food, we was walking in the same direction to go to Foot Locker. Like, I'm gonna get mad because I'm gonna be like, this seemed like it was stupid. You know what I mean?
Like don't get mad because I didn't bring
But see, like, I also have a thing, which I'm trying to get out of, right? That every time I'm questioning about something that I don't think is really important, it makes me feel as if you don't trust me.
Yes.
And if I feel like, and then I get upset because I'm like, I have done nothing to make you question my trust. Which I'm trying to get out of, because I understand that that's not always the case.
No,
you know what I mean? So like, yeah.
Sharita said, like, my spouse's body count. I don't want to know who or how many times or anything else related to the activity.
That's a fact. I don't know none of that. I don't know none of that.
I believe in transparency, but I ain't gonna be like, yo, I had like this many bodies. Like,
I shot myself in the foot a few times, like, by asking, like, not really how many, but like, we had the conversation, and I'm like, because I'm proud of my body count. Okay, we gonna just leave it there.
I'm dead.
But we had these conversations, and they get into detail, and I'll be like, dang. And now I don't trust you. Like you did this to who? Like, dang. You gonna do that to me? Like,
you definitely want to ask no deep question about how.
Lita said, she said, like, basically, if I have to hear something from someone else and you didn't tell me, it'll be a problem, because I shouldn't be hearing anything about my husband from someone else. That's why you got to deal with the people that you handle your truth. She said, nope, tell me.
For sure.
Yeah, like, body count.
I know she want to know.
Like, body count is.
Oh no, I don't have any of those kinds of conversations. I wouldn't have a conversation with anybody, because I really don't want to know. 1, 2, I know me personally, I'm not experienced, so I don't. So I had already been shy about it. So like, I used to walk into relationships already apprehensive. So like, so like I already didn't feel good about it. So like, if you told me that, like I would probably disappear. Like you would never see me again. I'd be gone. And
You'd be like, babe, I have 372 minutes, but you won.
And I'd be gone. And I'd be gone. Like that. You would see me after that. After that, like I will keep that day going as seemingly comfortable as possible. And then after that, you will never see me again because I just couldn't. I wouldn't be able to deal with it.
She said, Queen said I am very detailed, and everybody in my life knows that. So if you know, I want to know, and you don't tell me, I'm gonna blaze you. She's very honest.
Yeah, she is.
Sharita said, nor am I telling mine. It has been my experience with men that want to know this from women to judge her and see what category to put her in with them.
Right. Yeah, that's that.
See,
I'm not down for it. That's all.
Like I'm not. If like I said, if you ask me, I'll tell you. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm cool with a light interrogation. Like, don't interrogate me to the point where you like I feel like you really don't trust me. Like, ask me a few questions, get an understanding, and let it be what I said. Don't question me about the question I just answered.
And I'm gonna keep it a beam with you.
No, for real, like legit.
Like my wife knows. I am so forgetful. Okay, I will forget what I did that morning. Okay,
5 minutes ago.
I will forget what I did that morning, and it will come up 2 weeks from now.
Are you serious? Okay.
You know, and it will come up 2 weeks from now. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how bad I can be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like, and then the whole thing about P be my best friend if I tell you or not. Yeah, but you know, just like with the dudes, like certain things don't have conversation with you.
5716, it's your girl Jay Cherie. I'm locked in the room with my boy, The Dark Knight.
Yes.
Kev on air.
You know what it is.
You know, the conversation has been real hot. We've had a lot of input in different situations with the question of the day and what you will expose, what you won't expose, and life that's been exposed. It's just a lot going on, but we're getting ready to get into these hot topics real quick. A San Antonio shooting left 2 dead and 5 injured. Unfortunately, this was not the only shooting that happened this week. A shooting also happened in DC, leaving 1 dead and 2 also injured. And then we just found out, in some local news, there was another shooting this weekend that we're going to get into. So it's really sad that even in a place of trying to celebrate, that and I don't like that the media call them mass shootings because it wasn't like it.
It wasn't a mass shooting.
It wasn't a mass shooting.
I feel like a mass shooting is like if somebody was to, God forbid, walk into Juneteenth and just start shooting.
Yeah.
That's a mass.
That's like
mass shooting is
20 plus is like I say 10 plus is a mass shooting. Like 5, that's like a cap.
But that's what I'm saying. It's only going to be 10. It's only ever going to be a mass shooting if you go in to be and not to kill everybody. It's never. It's hard to be a mass shooting if one person got killed or got hurt or whatever because obviously somebody was specifically only targeted
for sure.
Somebody. You know what I mean? Like the whole thing that happened at Tops it's a mass shooting because you went in to kill
a bunch of people.
Yeah. I mean, even with the situation in DC, the gunman was apprehended before he was able to kill more people, but it was like a direct. We're gonna, aiming for certain people. But in some positive news, Kevin Hart to open up a plant-based fast food restaurant called Hart House.
I like it.
Let's go.
I'm not mad at his entrepreneurship. I may feel like his comedy is not as funny as it was when he first started.
It's not.
But the fact that you open up a plant-based fast food, I'm not mad at you being in your bag.
I'm not mad at you. Shoot, I looked at one joint that's down south. What is it called? It's in Atlanta.
Funny vegan?
Yes, I want that so bad. Like, it looks so
they
good.
be talking about it.
They got another joint.
I want to try the joint on Jefferson.
Yo, it is so good.
They got a joint in St. Louis. And like the chicken sandwich look just like a what you call chicken sandwich.
For real?
It looks so good. I seen it. I was like,
I'm not gonna lie. The one on Jefferson is gonna bless your life.
It is.
Like it's totally worth what you're paying for it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But like you would never know that it's vegan.
Okay.
Like,
see, that's all I need. I need something to trick me.
Like, you would think legitimately this is steak and this steak's up.
I love it.
That's what they got steaks up.
That's what it's like. It's an impossible burger joint, but it tastes like a steak sub.
Oh,
And the portion
I
size
need that.
is huge. Like, and it
Oh,
comes with
yeah.
fries.
See?
It's good. So check
Oh,
it
I
out.
need
If
that.
you know what we're talking about, then check it out, people.
Yes.
Fire.
Can't wait.
Beyonce will release a new project called Renaissance July 29th. The Beehive is buzzing. Renaissance is a 16-track album. So shout out to B for doing her thing. This next hot topic actually like made me just like really excited. Indianapolis Colts safety Kahari Willis retires from football to go into ministry.
Come on.
Yeah,
Get
like,
yours.
That's what's up.
This is what's up. Like, and more people,
I got chills. That's what's
the
up.
roast of this guy was ridiculous. They was
For real?
like, why would you give up? Because he only played football for 3 years. Why would you give up all this money for ministry? And he was like, God spoke to him and told him this is the time to go. And it really made me like ask the question, are y'all really willing to like sacrifice that kind of money?
What?
But real spit though, like what money is he really sacrificing? Nobody signed football deals for 8-9 years. Like football deals be like 2 or 3. Like
Legit.
let's not act like let's not act like nothing. Let's not be that. Let's not be that person that was like, yo, he missing out on all his bread when he probably got all the money that he needed. You know what I mean? God gave him 3 years, pretty much. Get your money. You got this money. Go and build that church.
Well, that's the thing.
You know
Like,
what I mean?
it baffled me how many people were like kind of upset about it because it's like he had a promising career and things of that nature, but like his sacrifice was like,
His contract was for 4 years for $3.2 million. I'll say 3.3 because it was the other 2 numbers.
Yeah, so like,
but like
Yeah,
the
like,
fact that he,
you got the money.
He got the bag and security.
he
got
called
that.
the voice of God, you know what I'm saying,
Listen.
to walk away to do ministry is amazing. And you know, as a believer, we need to be open to take this challenge too, because like I know people,
I think
you know,
that's
I have a
awesome.
sister who wanted to be a lawyer. She ain't a lawyer. She a preacher.
Right, no,
Like, you know, and so will your yes really be yes? Like, and that really reading the article was very inspiring because like
Warren Josh.
to see somebody willing to take a stand in the NFL world
Sure.
for the cause of Christ.
My thing is I think it's awesome to see the word happen in front of you. You know that when Jesus told them to drop everything and come with me,
Yeah.
and for somebody to actually drop everything and come and make it
Yeah.
happen, you know, I think that is absolutely amazing.
No, that's a
One day that no, I ain't gonna put that myself.
Right,
Anyway, next topic.
But no, like I shout out to Kahari Willis for
Yeah,
doing
big dog.
for
That's
truly
for
being
real.
about your father's business. I'm not mad at it.
Shout out to you. Shoot, you could come to my church, man. Come
Listen.
come bring a word. I'm down.
Right.
We would love
I would
love to
definitely
hear
love
Fire
to
716 would love to interview you. You know, if you would,
And
if
love
it
on
gets to you.
and love on you because the internet ain't want to. Don't worry, bro. I'll come love on you, bro.
You know, you're not I appreciate, you know, you're not the only celebrity out here that's really living for God. You know, it's
Right.
not just Steph Curry.
Right.
You know,
Russell
which-
And, right, and Russell Wilson. It's more than one. But no,
So I said, wait.
when we get back, we're gonna get into these local topics and then talk about some things that's happened in our cities. And then So we're gonna pay some bills real quick and then we'll get back and enjoy this music.
Hey,
Let's go. Let's get it, Big Frank in the morning.
I'm down.
Crenshaw's Chicken and Waffles, currently located at 701 Kensington Avenue in the city of Buffalo, New York. Come and get a taste of the Greedy Greg chicken sandwich with a famous and amazing slap sauce. And don't forget those specialty waffles, red velvet, cookies and cream, Cinnabon, only at Crenshaw's Chicken and Waffles. Place your orders now at Crenshaw'sChickenandWaffles.com. That's Crenshaw'sChickenandWaffles.com. Pull up to 701 Kensington Avenue in the city of Buffalo, New York. That's Crenshaw's Chicken and Waffles.
Maybe that you can't have these serious conversations with.
Come create at Hanley Studios, 545 Main Street, Niagara Falls, New York. Poetry, improv, comedy, music, and more. Hanley Studios, available for renting. We have lights, sound, and stage equipment. Hanley Studios, 545 Main Street, Niagara Falls, New York. We provide live streaming. For more information, call 716-371-2780, extension 2, 716-371-2780. extension 2.
Fire 716 Radio, serving the best in urban and inspirational music.
No, you read this.
So like, you know, because I'm in,
It's Fire 716.
Let's go. It's Big Frank in the morning. Jay Cherie keeping it going. We got them hot topics, local news, and BGC flowing. We got Big Kev on the air. Dark Knight flying in here. It's Fire 716 and we rocking it here. Hey.
John, you know what I mean, Josh, like, yo, Jess, Frank, Kev, yo, that's how I'm feeling. You know, like this 1 minute. You know what I mean? Am I tripping? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, bro, you tripping. You need to chill. Like, you gotta about to.
Queen says we don't discuss body counts. LOL. I don't care about that. She said don't put that out there in the universe. Mass shootings are killing multiple people at the same time. Kevin Hart is coming. I can't advertise that date because he's not paying Quita. Kevin Hart is coming to Buffalo. Figure out what it is. She said if Jesus tell me to do something, I'm gonna do it. Yeah, like Kevin ain't paying, so we not advertising.
But like, yeah.
But yeah.
Always. I have certain things I run by first.
Yeah.
And then I can go and have a conversation later because I don't really know how I feel. Because and I feel like a lot of people, this is an issue that people don't see, they don't understand. That sometimes you need to have a conversation before you have a conversation. For the simple fact that if you go into a conversation with how you feel all the time, sometimes it won't go in the direction you wanted it to go.
Yeah.
And then later on, like during the conversation, you can find out that you was wrong, or during the conversation, you find out you too right, and now you extremely emotional about it instead of being able to come to it in a constructive kind of way.
I think for me it's different as a woman.
But I don't like arguing either. So I hate to argue. So.
I would rather have, some as women, like women issues and stuff like that. Yeah, obviously I'm not gonna talk to my husband about it. Like if I have a woman body issue, I'm gonna be like, huh? But like, hi, this is what's going on with my body. Like I'm not gonna have that. But I think if it's pertaining to my marriage, like yes, I understand your perspective a little bit, but I feel like there's a certain issue amongst the marriage. I would rather sit down and be like, hey, this is how I view this. Let's have this conversation instead of saying, yo, I went to my boys first, like to try to get some wisdom. They feel like I wasn't wrong. I feel like that kind of conversation.
Never do it.
No, what I'm saying, like even if you say, hey, like I talked to my boys about this before I came to you.
No, we're not doing that. We're not telling you we talked to somebody else before we came to talk to you.
No, and when
Unless
I say
like somebody
and even if I say my homies, I don't just mean the two or three people I really like the people that I trust. Like if I really think I'm having a problem within myself, I don't want to talk to my mother. I don't want to talk to my dad. I don't want to talk to any of my other mothers. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to have a whole conversation before I came to you with how I finally feel because I didn't really know how I felt in the beginning. And that's how I
feel like that could cause problems in marriage because it's like you went to everybody else before you talked to me, and I'm supposed to be your significant other. I'm supposed to be the person that you talk to. Because even if you don't know, and like I said, maybe this comes with, in my perspective, with mature thinking. Even if you say, like, if I was married and my husband was dealing with some mental health and he didn't know how to articulate it, I'm dealing with something, babe. I don't know exactly how to articulate it. So this is the kind of space that I'm in. When I get clarity, I can bring to you what it was. I would be okay with that conversation. But if you went, like the fact that you went to like 15 other people before you talked to me about it as your wife, I would be like, why couldn't you come to me about this? You know what I'm saying? I did come to you about like that. After 15 other people.
So I still came to you.
No, I still don't feel like that's cool.
That's not for you to gauge. Like, okay, I said this before to a person, and I was like, you're entitled because of a title. Because you're my wife, you feel like you're owed all this information at the time that you feel like you should get it. No, when I feel comfortable enough to tell you, I'll tell you. Because you're my wife, I hold you at a certain standard to where I don't want to let you down. So if I come to you and tell you I'm feeling some type of way, or it's something that may be a blow to my pride or me as a man, I'm not gonna come to you first. I'm going to go to another man or somebody who's older who can give me wisdom. And then I'm going to come to my wife and say, hey, babe, I know I've been acting a little weird. I know I've been off a little lately, but this is what's going on. So I just need you to understand that
But
I
if it's
haven't been
affecting the marriage, there's nothing wrong with saying, babe, I'm going through something right now. I don't know how to talk about it or
But
articulate
let's be
it.
realistic.
But when
How many of y'all are really willing to give y'all man that time to figure things
A
out?
real woman would.
But how many of y'all are really willing to give y'all man that time to figure things out?
I'm gonna be honest. I can't personally.
It's impossible.
That's not impossible.
Because y'all want to know everything when y'all want to know it, and that's a real
not,
thing.
And that, to generalize every woman like that is like me generally saying that all men are dogs.
Out of a lot of women that I've come across,
a lot of women that you came across,
a lot of women who, I'm a woman, I'm in my bag, I got all this, they want to know what they want to know when they want to know it. They want to know what they want to know when they want to know it. Regardless of what's being said, they want to know. Ronquita, she wants to know details when she wants to know.
That's Ronquita.
But at the end of the day,
what I'm saying
it's
is you
more
can't
than one woman.
You cannot generalize
so I'm generalizing y'all as one because it's happened to me multiple times by multiple different women. So it's like,
but you're basing that on your own personal experience. Not what I'm saying is you can't say every woman.
So 10 out of 10 is a good number for me, right? Because 10 out of 10 women want to know what they want to know. Like no woman is really willing to give that. I'm telling you, they not. Unless y'all had that conversation already and y'all been through it and y'all want to know that working on y'all communication, they want to know what they want to know when they want to know it.
Sharita says, I am open to that. I will want my man to feel safe and supported. I'd rather him go to his pastor or another man he trusts to talk to at first.
Come on, and it makes sense because coming to a woman about an issue that a man, only a man can have.
No, I'm not talking about those particular.
I wouldn't even say necessarily only a man can have, but
what I'm saying, if it's affecting the communication in the flow of there, I see nothing. This is just me. I see nothing wrong saying, "Hey, I'm going through something right now." I can't articulate it, but I'm letting you know it exists. That does not mean that every woman is going to drill you. And because I understand the need of communication, I'm the type to be like, okay, well, when you figure out, let's have a conversation. I'm not going to harass you 5 days in a row. Did you figure it out yet? That's not that because that's not me.
I'll say this, Jeff. Yeah, go ahead.
I just don't like the generalization of all women based on crappy experiences that you have. Because I can say
feelings about it, but it's
not being in the feelings because this is something, and I'm being honest, this is something that men do all the time. Based on their crappy experience, they generalize a group of women. I could say all men are dogs because I've had men in my relationships that have been dogs. I'm mature enough to know that all men aren't dogs.
All right, let me change my statement.
So you can't say
a lot of women want to know what they want to know when they want to know it. They don't want to wait for you to figure yourself out. They don't want to wait for things to come around full circle to get an understanding. They want to know it when they want to know it. Didn't mean all women. I'm sorry.
This is my thing. Like I was trying to, you know what I mean? I understand how you feel just about generalization of women, but you also gotta understand, like, you know, you have the career path in which you're on is a career path of communicating and being open and
this is before my career path, though.
I'm just saying, like you even before that, being a minister or whatever, even though you was fighting for a while, I was there for it. Like it was about being open and having conversation and things like that. Like everybody isn't like that. That's one. Two, I know me. So if I'm like, you know, I'm feeling down or whatever. I don't know why I'm feeling down. I just know I am. You know. My wife.
Something that Queen said. She said, "Kevin, stop making Jessica upset."
My wife is the type of person who wants to help me do everything, right? Which is great. But when I don't know or if I don't understand what it is, it becomes a stressor.
Yeah.
Because I can't answer none of your questions. I can't tell you how I feel. I can't tell you this, that, and the third. And now we both getting angry because we want to know things. Because I want to know what you want to know. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And so now we angry. Now I don't want to talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At least I know how I am. Now I don't want to talk. I'm pretty sure a lot of men are like that because a good woman wants to help you.
Right.
A good woman wants to be there for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sometimes though, because I'm a man, I can't be there for myself. You know what I mean? And I can't help you be there for me. It makes me feel that whatever we're having a conversation about is not working because no one can help each other. I can't help myself, and now we're both just getting aggravated. You know what I mean? Even like if it was just about giving me space, you know what I mean? It's not guaranteed how much space I'm really going to need.
Right.
You know what I mean? And because I'm a man, and because people got to live and do whatever they got to do, we got to coexist, and we got to still love, we still got to raise children, and this, that, and the third. I can't be in my emotions thinking about how I feel all day. You know what I mean? So, you know, no man has all the answers.
But I understand that he needs that outlet. She said, this is how I be feeling, Jessica. And actually, I said that too. Sometimes dudes don't and won't understand that. It depends on the topic, though. Because, yes, I want to know, but I understand that Daniel needs to talk to someone else first, depending on what it is. I definitely know when he's feeling some kind of way. I'll say like
and even sometimes she feel like I feel some way and I really know we feel some way. I just be like, random. Like we just had a whole conversation. Okay, the other day. And I'm gonna let y'all in the door real fast, you know, not because I wasn't not crazy. So like I don't know what people was doing. I don't remember. So I guess she was running around doing whatever she was doing. I was at home. I started washing clothes. And I stayed in the basement. All right, so I was just sitting in the basement. I started playing like on my phone or whatever. She came home looking for me. Called me, that's where I'm at. I'm in the basement. She went downstairs. That's what's wrong. Nothing. She like, cause you don't just like sit in the basement. Like I understand, like you sitting like by yourself in the dark sometimes. Or like you never sat in the basement. And I'm like, nah, nothing wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? And then like I go upstairs and like we go through a mirror to things or whatever. Just to get to the end of it all, to be like, look, nothing is wrong. I'm really just trying to stay up. I'm trying to stay up because I was waiting for you to come home. I was trying to stay up. You know what I mean? And in my trying to stay up, you know what I'm saying? It's seemingly as if something is wrong. I'm doing a whole bunch of random stuff, but I'm not really doing anything random. I'm just not trying to fall asleep. I know what is going to make me fall asleep. I'm trying to avoid falling asleep to a degree. You know what I'm saying? So, and then that was funny. We laughed about it later, but like it was stupid.
I never sit in the basement though.
I think for me, the communication thing didn't even start with becoming a minister. It's because I saw how lack of communication caused a dysfunctional household.
And
that made me very this is why I was a very direct communicator now. I've learned to sprinkle some sugar on it, being around my brothers, because my direct communication used to hurt their feelings hard. Yeah. But yo, dude, you both things. I used to have direct communication, but I also feel like when as you are you're still in it, you're not even in your first 6 months of marriage, so you guys are still learning each other. But you in a baby relationship as you mature. You're gonna know if your mate says to you yo, I just kind of I'm trying to figure it out, and it'll create that space. So that's why I said it's not necessarily all women. It's really learning in the relationship. I'm the type of person I will be yo, I need space. I'm going to my room. I'm shutting my door. I still love you though. Probably give you some later, but I'm gonna just right now. I need this space because I understand the need of needing space. But so I think that's why you need to know who you're married to in this situation, because if you're marrying somebody who won't give you the space to be you or say, hey, I need space, that's a problem in itself. Yeah. Because I can see myself being married to a guy be yo, I'm going through something right now and I just kind of need space. Okay, babe, when you ready, let me know. Because my biggest issue is I need to marry somebody that doesn't think I'm gonna be a therapist when I marry them. And people why are you single? Because a lot of guys think I'm a therapist. First of all, you're not paying me. Second of all, you're not my client. I'm not talking to you as a potential client. Like that's not the thing. But I think that's why I said you have to know who you're married to, and those kind of conversations, and the expectations that you need to have, and articulate that in the beginning. Like, listen, if I just tell you, hey, I'm dealing with something, and I kind of need this space. No, it's not you. I just need this space. If they can't handle morning Quita, Keita. Morning Keita. It's Keita and Quita on the phone. If they can't handle that in the beginning stages, then that's gonna be a problem for you.
Yeah.
Because it's like if I can't tell you, hey, right now I'm just kind of dealing with something, I need kind of this space, and they freaking out with you, and y'all just started dating, it's gonna be a problem. You probably don't need to have longevity with that individual. But like
I'll probably be some later.
because like
I need my sunshine now. Can talk to you right now.
You're right.
Because I remember having a conversation with a guy and stuff like that. And like I said, I'm a communicator, and I was just because like the guy was under the interpretation that if we got married and I needed space, that meant lack of sex. Like, oh, if you in your head, that's not what that means. It just means at this temporary moment right now, I can't look at your face because I'm probably trying to wash off the clientele I had today. And I just need my own personal, or grief just hit me. And right now, I don't want to be a super emotional wreck. So let me just have this moment where I can like, grief just hit me. I kind of need space. And then we'll talk about what triggered the grief. But I'll give you that space. So like, I think, knowing the person that's connected to your character.
Mm-hmm.
So like, if a person is just nag, that won't give you that space, that's going to be a problem. And y'all need to probably go to counsel and work that out. Because, like, I don't ever believe that a woman is the only person that needs space in a relationship. And I've heard this before, like, because, if he need that, then what is he doing? Then you probably have cheating issues. And that's something that you need to work out with yourself. But, yeah, like, you being in the basement, I feel bad for Quita because she married the most random person. Like Daniel is the most random individual in the world.
It's crazy because, like, we talk about it all the time, and she'd be like, "Yo," because once again, I have understanding that I have a problem with authority. So anything that sounds or looks like authority to me is a problem. Like that's not like a mother, father, auntie, grandma. It's an issue for me. You know what I'm saying? Like anything that seems like is authoritative in any kind of way, regardless if it's the police or not, I have an issue with authority. So. Certain things like I can't have a conversation right there about because I know it's gonna turn to a seemingly authoritative kind of stance. And because I know that I'm volatile when it comes to authority, I'm automatically going to feel attacked. So
that's something you're gonna need to work out within yourself.
Which is something I'm working on within myself, and it has to do with the communication of it all. You know what I mean? Because like you said, I'm extremely random. Sometimes I do stuff just out of pure randomness. I drove by it.
Friday, he talked with a fake African accent the whole show. Like I was like, dude, we're doing this the whole show. Like he's like, it's here, and I'm doing this. Like for 2 hours, I was like, yo, in my mind, I'm about to choke Daniel. So like, there was a year that Daniel talked in metaphors for like the whole year, and we all wanted the person to kill him. Like,
no,
it was just
help myself, bro. I was in a very poetic way, in a very poetic mindset. I was writing poetry like all the time. So like I was just in it.
Because we was like, we going to go eat. He's like, but food is the substance of life. Nigga, we going to this. Like,
I was watching that poetry a lot. Like, I was going. You know what I mean?
Like we wanted to like all of us was like, yo, we about to leave Daniel. Like it was just so I understand. Like I really do be praying for Quita because he is the most random. Like he's the most random person in my life. Like,
but sometimes I'm good random. Sometimes I'm random. Breaks up to the house.
It's
random,
fire. 716.
Sometimes I'm braced up to the house random though,
Josh, the African accent was a lot.
It was hilarious
for him.
I enjoyed myself.
It was funny for you. Fire 716. It's your girl Jay Cherie. It's Big Frank in the morning. Big Frank is out. Big Franking. You know what I'm saying? But the team. We hold it down. We hold it down for the men's and them.
If you ain't here,
we were talking, during the break or whatever. Just just who we are as communicators and the expectations that we do have in relationships. And you know, if you don't know the Dark Knight, he's very random. And if you tuned into the show on Friday, you know that he talked in an African accent for the whole 2 hours. And I personally want to choke him a little bit. But like, it was just like, you know, understanding your mate. It was the basis of the conversation, is really knowing, understanding your mate, who you are connected to, and being able to have that space to be yourself, be by yourself, and your mate, whether it be male or female, transgender or whatever you identify as in the season, understanding the need for space and not being offended or taking it personally. So if this is something that you struggle in your relationship, I would just, you know, work out the communication, but also seek out proper counsel, not me because I'm not licensed. And,
You come to justice, this is wisdom.
y'all not told me what you get is wisdom. It's never going to be counseling. It's always going to be, you know, it's always going to be wisdom. But we get into local news. Kev, on air, tell us about the shooting that happened in Buffalo with the cop.
So I was having a conversation, and it was like, yo, you heard about the shooting on Broadway? Nah. Yeah, dude. I guess the dude must have did something, and he had a gun. So he probably just got done shooting, and the cops were in the close vicinity. So they gave chase. And he just was like, you know what? I'm just going to shoot at the car. And hit the cop. So,
Wow.
yeah.
So prayers up for the cop, you know.
Yeah, no, for sure.
That was definitely impacted by that, just for being in the line of duty. A fire happened in Depew on Terrace Boulevard. The whole house was immersed with flames. There's nothing left, but luckily everybody got out. Safely.
Let's go. Come on, Jesus.
There is a case now against Erie County Holding Center because another inmate died in custody. The person had a bench warrant, so that's why they were picked up or whatever.
Okay.
But non-violent crime, you know,
Tickets.
and probably some tickets or something of that nature. But now the mother is demanding an explanation about how he died. The death was very suspicious.
Yeah.
In the Erie County Holding Center, and this is not the only case that the Erie County Holding Center has against
Not
him.
the first one.
It's at least 4 this year. Going on. So there's going to be further detail going into the lawsuit that's getting ready to happen against Erie County Holding Center and the cause of his death. They're still investigating it. Niagara Falls man Nicholas Bartek pleads guilty to second-degree murder. So he's facing, I believe the article said 25 years right now for a murder that happened in 2017. He pleaded guilty for it. And a Grand Island student has threats of nudes being released. So this story is very traumatic. So apparently this girl was in middle school. This girl was being bullied. They actually had to send out an email to all the parents letting them know what happened. But a young middle schooler must have nudes on Snapchat. Somebody screenshotted it. And because she was being bullied, they threatened to release the nudes on the internet as a bullying tactic. So the Grand Island had to send out an email to all the parents letting them know this is potential of what is happening. And, you know, trying to protect that. They're protecting the identity of the young girl because she is in middle school. But letting the parents know that it is being addressed. And as of right now, the news have not been released. Parents, watch what your kids are doing on Snapchat.
I was gonna say this is an overall super judicial one. Why is your middle school? Why is your 11, 12, 13-year-old daughter
doing nudes on Snapchat?
Sending nudes on Snapchat. You know what I'm saying? That's in itself is crazy. Like, what is happening in this? What is I won't even wholly blame the parents. What's happening in the community and in the internet space that you are allowing your children to be in? That this is acceptable. You know what I mean? And then for the kids that's bullying this girl, like, you have a problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have an issue, and you know you will go to jail for releasing nudes of a middle school girl. That is. You know, that's child pornography. That's a federal crime. You know what I'm saying? So like,
no, Queen, we're happy that you were safe. She said she was over in the area when it happened. And yeah, how are you in middle school with nudes on your Snapchat? The shooting. The shooting.
Oh wow, that is
like, honestly, parents, like, we need to get to the place where you are seriously paying attention to what your kids are doing.
And then this is the other thing that make it bad. Grand Island only has one school. So that means all y'all know each other.
Yeah.
All of y'all.
Legit, yeah.
So that means that y'all know who it is, y'all know who daughter it is, and y'all know who y'all kids is. And I'm pretty sure none of y'all is doing anything about it. Y'all just saying.
I mean, the school right now is dealing with the whole bullying situation there, but let's just be honest.
It should be charges.
They're still gonna bully until they get kicked out.
See,
like
I've always had this idea of starting like this, like the bullies bully.
I like the bullies bully.
The bully. Not to the point where he's like he feels bad about himself, but to the point where he feels bad for what he's done.
scared
what I'm
straight.
saying? Yeah, like
Hood
scared
style.
hood style scared straight. But like we ain't gonna put hands on you, not in harm's way, but we gonna make you feel little for making these kids feel terrible.
Right.
Man. Like
just just big brother. You just big brother. Out
big
here,
brother
you know
out
what I'm
here,
saying?
legit.
Like, every time you say something to my little brother, little sister, I'm gonna come up like, yo,
I'm
bro,
pulling
don't
up.
talk to my, I'm talking to them like that.
When
Yeah.
you run it, I'm a trick.
No, for real.
Because I'm like Mike Paramore. I'm just slowly taking an interest in children.
Man, I think it's innocent. Tripping a kid, they always falling. They tripping over their shoelaces.
Listen, tripping is especially when they slide.
It's
personally funny. Like, can't go full force and you running and you're not supposed to be running and not tripping. You slide across rough.
Fact.
It's gonna teach you a lesson. Stop running.
Stop running in my house.
Yo, for real.
Yeah. So like, I mean, I don't think that you should do that at church. If a kid is running at church, don't trip them.
What?
Let them slide. The church don't need no lawsuits.
My thing is,
my kid got rug burned because you out here tripping.
If your kid is running the church, I want you to know that
God tripped your kid.
Your kid might get
Running
your child might get grabbed up. I don't know. I at least know I knew my air typical prayer. Your kid running in church. Your kid done got grabbed up by somebody.
I mean, don't get me wrong. We got that long baby's kid finger where they drag them to the back. But actively tripping a child during service, don't do it. And if you do it, don't get caught. When we get back, we're gonna get into our final thoughts. We getting ready to pay these bills real quick. Enjoy the next bit of music, and we're gonna come back with our final thoughts here on Big Frank in the Morning. That's gonna be funny. Like, yo, I tripped the kid because Jessica did not.
Jessica did not recommend.
Jessica, she recommended tripping the kid was fun.
I said tripping kids were fun. I didn't say go and trip kids. I just said it just happened to be fun. Cause
so
honestly, I legit. Oh, I honestly legit wanted to trip a kid at Walmart. Only reason why, because this kid was acting a plum fool. When I say a plum fool, like Karen was not getting Trevor together. Like, I was just like, this kid was just like, nobody, like picking up boxes of cereal, throwing it at his mom. Like, I said I wanted, I was like, I actively wanted to, like, when this kid took off running, I wanted to stick out my leg, trip him, and be like, boom, now. I don't even really know your mama. But just think about every time you throw a box at her, I'm gonna come trip you. Like, it's just traumatizing for life. So he'll see me in 10 years. And you're like, ain't you a therapist that trip me? I don't think so.
No, that's like, people like, I've never tripped anybody as a therapist. As a therapist,
I don't recall tripping.
I've never tripped anybody as a therapist. As a therapist, I've never tripped anybody.
Yeah. But no, like, I really wanted to trip this kid because I was just like, this kid was just taking off running, picking up stuff, throwing it. And like the wall, you could see like the 4 Walmart workers that were actually working that day.
Looking at it
like, ma'am, if you don't get your kid, because we got to clean this up. And she's just like, Trevor, put that down. Trevor, no. Trevor, what did I talk about in the car? He's like, I don't care, Mom. And just like, I want to trip your kid.
Yeah.
See, this is my thing. See, I'm a firm believer in community, right? So like, if you're okay acting a fool, and this is probably because this is Cynthia is, you know what I mean? I would, and I was near you, like now, if you acting a fool, and I'm over there to toys,
yeah,
that's on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, go take care of your kids. You know what I'm saying? But because I don't believe in having a kid tripping out right next to me. Like, no, I'm not doing that. So I'm gonna be like, yo, miss, do you need help?
Facts.
Cause like this can't happen while I'm in the cereal aisle. Cause if he throws Cinnamon Toast Crunch and I'm trying to grab for it, we gonna have problems. And that's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I remember I was at Quita and we was in games and some kid all over the other side was tripping. And I was telling her, I was like, I'm glad I'm not over there because He would be good. I would have to grab that little boy.
Listen.
He's not about to be yelling and screaming all the way across.
I have actively hit a kid in the head with a box at Payless because I was in the same aisle as them, and this kid was like freaking out about some Barney shoes, and the mother was like, "You're not getting Barney shoes. You need dress shoes." And the kid was like legit wigging out his mom, like took a pair of heels, hit his mom with a pair of heels, like was throwing shoes at his mom. And I happened to be in the aisle, and I had a box with sneakers in it. And I happened to walk by, and this box just so happened to smack this kid in the back of the head hard when the mother wasn't looking. It was like, "Pah!" Just kept walking, like, "Excuse me." He's like, "Mommy, she hit me." I was like, "Ma'am, I am so sorry. I was just trying to get past your son," and he backed into the box. Like, clean lied about it.
He flung his head into the box.
Clean lied. When I say lied about it, avidly lied about it. Like,
With a smile.
I was just like, "Ma'am, he was just like picking up boxes and throwing them. And I was just trying to get around him. So, like, in order to move the box kind of in." She was just like, "See, honey, this is what happens when you don't sit in one spot." Like, I was just like, "Lord, don't let it knot up."
No, not
What?
No, he's supposed to come in.
I was like, "Don't let it knot up, because if it knots up, then, Karen will give me." But
She might not ever see me again. Like,
I hurried up and paid for my stuff
she won't see me
and
ever
left
again.
just in case there was a knot.
This all is gonna be. This is gonna be this. You never gonna see me again.
Queen said, "Who kids like that?" She's like, "I be wanting to snatch them so bad." Yes. Listen, Queen,
Women have more. Women have more. I feel like they got more like give.
No, we know how to do it gracefully.
And only because I just see my mom stop plenty of children in the middle of random stores. You know what I'm saying? Like,
for real.
you need to get yourself together. I don't know what your problem is, but you're not about to get like this in the store with me in the store. Get yourself together. Like,
We
you know what I'm saying? Like,
we have a little bit more grace of doing it because I have pushed a kid over by accident.
you know what I'm saying?
I'm not doing nothing by accident.
No, that's
That's what I said.
It was
That's
like,
what I said. You gotta.
It's your life.
That's why you gotta. That's why I asked. You know, I asked, like, hey, do you need help, miss? Do you need help getting your child under control?
because like this one kid was wild. It's always in Walmart for me. Like they always wild, and I accidentally pushed this kid over. Just boom. I am so
hit him with the cart.
sorry. She was like, "Mommy." I was like, "Ma'am, I am so sorry." I was like, "I was trying to reach for the rug, and your kid kind of just ran in my point of view, and I couldn't stop." She's like, "It's okay. This is where you're supposed to be next to me." Like, kid was still on the floor crying. I was like, "Get up." Kid just got up. And she was like, "This is what I'm talking about. This is why you're supposed to listen when I tell you to come over here." Mother did not know I told the kid, "Get up, mean face," pushed him over. Nothing. Just like, she was like, "This is why you need to listen." Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
She said, "So, oh my God, my mother-in-law does not play."
Yo, mommy yesterday at the Juneteenth walked up to the booth and told the dude she wasn't paying his price.
Dang, Mom. Well, for what was he
To
selling?
buy shirts. She's like, "I'm not paying that."
Oh.
And he got the discount. I was like, hey.
Ain't got the
She
discount?
got what she wanted. I was like,
As long as you got what you wanted.
I was looking at her like, see, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about that. That's what I'm talking about.
But I gotta feel bad for him because if you out here trying to make a living selling shirts, and you tell that person I'm not paying this price, I'm like, okay, fine.
But my mom really was like, "I ain't paying that price." And then later on, after she got what she wanted, she was like, because like they're teenagers, they might wear this shirt one time and then never wear it again. So I'm not paying.
Oh.
I'm not paying.
But still, that's still my business. See,
No, I thought
like,
I get it.
that's
But-
still my business.
but-
I'm not discounting
But
you.
this is what I'm
If
saying.
you not paying full
What I'm
price.
trying to say is that this is how domineering my mother could be in a
Gotcha.
specific situation. Like you, it just happened when it falls on you. You're not thinking about this being your business. Like, yo, why is she coming at me like this? Like,
I'd be like, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Like,
you
because
know?
I just don't be caring. Like, there was, even though real talk, like, I really want to get some fried dough at Juneteenth, but that line was what I was like, you know what? No, I will wait till the Italian festival or
cannot-
something else.
You gotta come early.
No, they have to start.
Having
Oh, yeah, we have to double up.
They did have two. They had two.
Oh,
At the Juneteenth.
goodness.
I had chicken on the stick for the first time. That was pretty good. And
Oh,
I had lemonade for the first time too.
For real?
It's the first time I had the lemonade from the place. That's nice.
Fire with 716. It's your girl Jay Sheree. I'm locked in the room with my boy, the Dark Knight.
Yo.
Kev on
You
air.
already know.
You know, Big Frank is out here doing big things, so we holding it down for the boss. You know what I'm saying? You know, for the conversation, for everybody contributed, man. You made the conversation amazing because we have laughed and joked, and we have found out lots of things about Daniel's marriage. And
My marriage is awesome.
no, I'm just kidding.
I'm enjoying myself.
It's all jokes. We love Quita. We love Quita, even though we have not met her. We love her.
Right.
And so we get ready to get into our final thoughts. I'm gonna toss it to the Dark Knight. What's your final thought?
My final thought is that everything isn't a fight. It's okay, especially when you enter a relationship. Sometimes you have to relinquish how you feel about something specifically to make your spouse feel comfortable. Sometimes there's no reason to argue. Sometimes I guess you got a good reason to, but for things that you have time to really take in, you know what I mean? Like let give yourself time to do it. You know what I mean? Don't rush it. So that's my final thought. Take your time. Why argue something that y'all can sit down, have a conversation about once everybody has a good understanding about what they want to talk about.
Yeah.
Okay, Kev on here.
Victory is mine. Victory is mine. Victory today is mine. Listen, all right. So quick testimony.
Testimony.
So for about a year and a quarter, I'll say a year and a half, I've been struggling with my hearing.
Mm-hmm.
So like the right side of my hearing has been like foggy, cloudy, muffled. What'd you say? What'd you say? Wait, hold on. Say it again. So yesterday, church.
Yeah.
Amazing. Awesome. Great. Light prayer. I was like, God, I just need you to like do whatever you're doing, just do it.
Mm-hmm.
And in this moment, I was like, God, I need to hear better because like it's affecting me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I need to hear better. And 10 minutes later, my hearing cleared up.
Yeah, come on, Jesus.
So, like, stick to your gun, yo. Victory, yo.
Turn the shop music on.
Listen.
Ba-ba-da-da-da.
So, yeah. Jay Sheree.
Now behold the Lamb, the precious Lamb,
The precious Lamb.
Why you love me so?
Come on.
I never
Come on.
Now behold the Lamb. Stop questioning why people love you when you love you.
Man, that was hard for me to learn. I ain't gonna hold y'all.
You know, you have
That's
to get
real.
to the place that you have to understand that you are worthy of love, and you have to stop questioning why people love you or giving them reason not to love you. You are an amazing person. You're wonderful, and you deserve to be loved. So stop questioning why they love you and just receive the love.
We need to talk about that more later.
This is your girl Jay Sheree, you know, with my boy Dark Knight.
Yes, sir.
Kev on air, he can hear now.
Come
You know what I'm
on.
saying? We
I
good.
can hear clearly now.
The fogginess gone. Yes. So, you know, this is Big Frank in the morning. We're going to be with y'all tomorrow with more hot topics, local news, BGC, and question of the day. So join us tomorrow, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. We're going to pay these bills real quick, and then we're going to be out. Y'all take care. Let's get it. Let's go. So all the food lines merged into one giant line. You couldn't tell.
After a while, it do get like that. But like, if you get there, like yesterday, I went after church, which is different for y'all because you have to go to your guys' church.
They were at church.
Yeah,
So I got out of church
I
at
wasn't going up there on
Y'all got at 11:30.
11:30.
Oh yeah,
So nobody was. So people was up there, but they had just started cooking.
Got
You
you.
know what I mean? So like,
Everything was fresh.
yeah. So
Legit.
like, you know, they just started cooking or whatever. Got a good parking spot. You know, was there for a minute, like a good like 3 o'clock.
It's Fire 716.
Let's go.
It's Big Frank in the morning. Jay Sheree keeping it going. We got them hot topics, local news, and BGC flowing. We got Big Kev on the air. Dark Knight flying in here. It's Fire 716 and we rocking it. Hey.